this is called a street saw, S-T-R-E-E-T-E, street saw. Excuse me, S-T-R-E-E-T, street saw. It's made by a company called Stihl, S-T-H-I-L. It is exactly 20 years old this year, and this saw started up for 19 years, 18 years every time I took it off the shelf in the shop. And in order to make that happen, you have to start the saw up about every 30 to 60 days and let it run for a minute. That gets it keeps the needle valves that are inside this carburetor from gumming up. And then you replace the gas once a year. Just dump the gas out, put it in a compressor or some other tool, and then put fresh 2-cycle gas and oil. And it'll keep this carburetor from gumming up. And there's a filter in here. It's made out of nylon. It'll keep that from closing up. Now, today's job is going to be to put these parts that I took apart a little over maybe 2 years ago, and then I put them in this bucket. And this is the air filter that you can see is pretty dirty, but actually that air filter is 20 years old. If you clean it properly with acetone or starting fluid, you can get them to where they last for a long time. If you put them in soapy water, it really destroys the filter. So acetone or starting fluid cleans these filters, and you do it from both sides, from this side and from this side. And this is like a fan back here. So you have to open this up and spray in between each web. Now, this filter literally is 20 years old, and it would still let the machine run properly. But when I bought the rebuild kit for the carburetor, it comes with a new filter, comes with a new carburetor. Now, I'll tell you why I needed this carburetor in a minute. And it also comes with micronite filters that are, here they are right here. It's like a porous clay or silicone with porosity in it. Those go inside the gas tank, and they go on hoses that are inside this that they attach to. So when you buy a carburetor rebuild kit, the whole kit, you get a carburetor, brand new. You get all the hoses that you're going to see in the back over here. All of these hoses here, this hose here, this hose here, this hose here. All the hoses that go to the gas tank. And you also get the filters that go inside the gas tank. When you buy a carburetor, a full-on build kit, it's about $20 with shipping. So you get the filter, the carburetor, the hoses, another filter, a different kind of a filter, this filter here. The secondary filter, I probably threw it out years ago. But anyway, this is a hard filter. You don't get that. You just clean this with soap and water. But anyway, you get 2 filters that are in here. Unless I'm mistaken. Let's find out. Let's find out. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put the banger pot. We're going to get the tray. We're going to get the parts tray right here. This parts tray right here. So we don't lose any parts. We're going to dump this upside down into the parts tray, which is really what they used to call a large pizza. This was actually a size, this is a pizza pan from Lenny's Clam Bar from 1973. This was the size of a large Sicilian pie. At the time, they were about $12. I have no idea what a pie that big would cost now. That's 17 inches across by 25 inches long. It's a big tray. Well, let's find out what you get. You do get that filter part that I talked about. You do get a new one of these. You get a new one of these. You get the hoses like I talked about. You get a spark plug. Don't drop the spark plug. If you drop the spark plug, chances are you could hurt it internally. You get a spark plug. You get 2 ceramic gas filters, inline filters. You get a foam filter, which has long disappeared from this machine. And that foam filter goes in here like that. It's a primary filter to keep the heavy dust off the secondary filter. That long disappeared. 15 years ago, it disintegrated. And of course, you get this other hose here that you need. Now, that's for the carburetor repair. That's all under $20. You buy it on Shopee. If you buy this and you get the carburetor. And why did I buy the carburetor? Well, I knew it was either the carburetor problem or the coil problem. So I bought a coil and a carburetor, and then, to my surprise, this machine would always start up, but it would only run for about 3 seconds. So when I got the new carburetor, I put them next to each other like this, and this is going to be a surprise. It was a surprise to me. It's probably going to be a surprise to you. The carburetor is identical in every way, except when you turn the carburetor around over here, this way, what I want you to notice, and this is something I did not notice, is the new carburetor has 2 screws. 1, 2. They're idle and fuel adjustments. The old carburetor has 1. 1 is missing. That's what prevented, I believe, the saw from starting. So vibration allowed this screw to back off. 2 years ago, when I started it up, I didn't notice that the screw was missing because it's underneath shielding in a shroud. It probably fell on the floor, in the dirt. Who knows where it fell? But the saw starts right up because it did have spark from this old coil. It did have spark, but it wouldn't stay running. So I bought a carburetor kit for $36 and $3 for shipping. So that's $39, or under $40. So this was the problem. The problem was that this needle jet was missing. I brought this saw to the city. They wouldn't even look at it. So that's why I bought the new parts, and I bought all these parts on Shopee. If you were to buy this carburetor separate, just this carburetor without the filters is about $24. So you're going to save about $16 on parts, or at least $12 to $16 on parts if you buy the kit through Shopee. Now, I bought this coil here. Let me find the new coil. Okay, and the coil comes with, if you're going to notice here, this boot here, the boot on the coil, that disintegrated years ago. The boot disintegrated, but it was still a viable. It didn't leak spark to where it would shut it off. But I bought a brand new coil, and through Shopee, if you pay real careful attention when you're ordering a part and you use the right numbers, you probably will get the right part. This number was a 2003. This number was a 2002. The first 3 numbers were the same. The first 3 numbers, of whatever they are, 42, 4223 1302. It says right here. This one by order number was 4323 1303. It was 1 number off, and they were both the letter B. So it looks like it's the same part replacement, but it's just a newer version, and it's from an aftermarket. It's not an original Stihl part, so that might be the difference. But either way, this one definitely works, and this new carburetor is going to work. This new coil, the new coil with the new boot and the coil ground wire, which there's nothing wrong with my original coil ground wire, but of course I will change it. These two parts were $14. So but I went to the city to buy this. No one had it. I went to 4 shops that repair tools. No one had it in stock. Leave the tool here. We'll fix the tool, sir. I didn't like that idea. It's a $900 saw. What if someone stole the saw? They would say they're sorry the saw was stolen. So I do the work myself. So not that it would happen, but it can happen. And for a $900 tool, I don't want to take the responsibility. I don't want to take the chance of leaving a $900 tool in a really unsecure shop at night. It's just a little shack on the side of the road with a piece of plywood for a door. So let's get started on this. I have no idea where to start. What I will tell you what you're going to need as far as tools are concerned. You're going to need this set of star tips. Star tips and then crow's feet have nothing to do with this job, but they are where I store my crow's foot tools. So these are crow's foot. This is a set of crow's feet. What make is this? It could be Snap-on. It might not be Snap-on. Anyway, I have a set of Snap-on somewhere, but I don't need 2 sets. And this is a set of crow's foot tools from 3/8 to 3/4. Has nothing to do with today's job. What does have to do with today's job are these star tips. This. One of these fits the screws. One of these is we're gonna close this back up. I'm gonna take this box out of here. One of these is gonna fit these screws that come off this machine. That's the one right there. So I'm gonna need this star tip to put these screws back in place. So we'll put that separate right now. We'll put that up here. I'm also going to need a 1/4-inch drive to make those star tips work. So I need to go into the shop momentarily, get a 1/4-inch drive when I get up to that. And then here are the screws for this machine, for the shroud that holds the pull cord mechanism in place. We'll put those back here outside the boundaries. This is the spark plug cover, boot cover, spark plug boot cover. Put that in there. This is an invaluable part. You lose this and you won't be able to put the choke on or off. So we'll leave this in with that right there, those screws, those are parts. We're gonna I'll bring you back over here. I'll show you the rest of the parts that I have not seen in 2 years. So this goes on. Oh, there it goes. You see me here. This goes on first with the carburetor in the installation of the carburetor. This dust is termite residue. It's cleaned up a little bit. It's just dust at this point. It won't interfere with the operation of the tool. This is the shroud where you choke it. Choke on, choke off, choke. On this side of the shroud is where you put your screwdriver in for one of those two adjustments. Actually, you'll put the screwdriver in there for two of those three adjustments. The third one, and I don't know why, I am thinking that the third one never needs to be adjusted. So one is a low, which has the L there. That's the high speed adjustment. This is the low speed adjustment. But I don't know why this boot doesn't let you have three openings. We're not going to concern ourselves with that, but apparently you can only adjust the low speed adjustment with this boot the way it is. So, although on the inside of the boot are two holes, but it does appear that one of those holes is closed off, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I'm not sure why that is. Well, for 20 years, I never adjusted that second screw. And for 20 years, the second screw is the one that did not fall out. That would be the one that has no adjustment. It was the screw that was adjustable. So maybe that sealed unit stops this from falling out. But either way, when I put this back together, I do believe it will run. So that's the shroud for that. This is an engine cover for the fan. The only reason this is off is because the coil goes in here. Now remember, it's been 2 years since I saw this Stihl saw. This is your shut-off, and the way it shuts off is there's a trigger mechanism here. 0 means off. That means run. There are 3 settings on this. Okay, so there are 3 settings on here. And when we get that together, then those settings work with one another. Tools, minimal tools. We have a little wire brush that I already wire brushed it yesterday out of here. But I'll just get some of the heavy dust off of here. And then I'm not going to play around with this much. It works. It's balanced. There wasn't any major problems with it. The only problem apparently was that high-end adjustment. So let's put the tools back. Let's clean this up a little bit. Where is my stiff brush? Okay, I'm going to go get that 1/4-inch socket set, and I'm going to go get a stiff brush to brush off that termite dust. So just hold on a moment. This is a 14-inch blade, and I'll show you this is a water saw. And this shoots water to this side of the blade, and on the other side there's another water jet on the other side. So I need the stiff brush, and I need the stiff brush and the 1/4-inch drive. Be right back. Give me 60 seconds. right. I'm on my way back with everything I need. I have a stiff brush. I call it my snare brush because it reminds me of the brush I used to play the drums with. This is what I call the snare brush. It's a metal brush. It will get inside here. Rather nicely. Now, do I need a metal brush? Probably not. I might be able to do it with a toothbrush. Yep, okay. Some of it is more embedded in the plastic than other parts of it. So I'm going to just clean this out. The termites, they cause a lot of damage to me. They've cost me about 10,000 US dollars. Between damaged parts and time, at least $10,000 US. I don't really care about all of that so much. I just wanted to get it out of the channel that the filter goes in. And the filter goes in here. Like that. So I wanted to get it out of the channel where the filter goes. And I got that done. I'm happy about that. After that, on the outside here, doesn't really matter that much. Not important at all. It's outside the venue of the carburetor. Okay. And in order to assure that the dust doesn't get sucked back up somehow, I'll blow it off. All right. Now, how does it go back together? In what order? In what fashion? I don't know. I don't remember. So let's put this over here. Let's pick this up here. Let me blow off the dust from the back of the carbureted area here. All right, good enough for me. Now, let's work, let's work from reverse. Let's work from reverse. We have two coil screws. And we know that the original coil, let's cut this wire. We know the original coil was only bolted down with 2 screws. How those 2 screws went, it looks like this is the configuration right there. Okay, so let's take this coil and just put it here for a reference. Take these 2 screws out of here. let's get the star drill that I told you I would need for this job right here. And let's do something smart. Let's take put the star drill on a drive and take that out so I don't have to work with my hands. Now this does not need Loctite. Although I have red Loctite, I don't want to use any red Loctite because this is a plastic housing. I don't want to use Loctite. Okay, I could, but I don't want to, and I'm not going to. Okay, so let's put this up here as a reference. Like I said, let's follow this bolting pattern. Okay, drop that. Put this screw in here. Put the drive inside the star. And we're going to have to walk that around till we get it in. And it's in now. Do not tighten this down yet. Do not tighten it down. Bring it to where the washer just about touches. Bring it to where the washer touches the metal. Contact that. And then just before it gets tight, stop. Okay, it's snug. Take the second screw. Put the second screw on this star drive. And walk that around till you get that in. Start the threads in there. Make sure you don't cross threads. Cross thread it because it's plastic. If you cross thread it, well, shouldn't do that. Okay, I need to back this off. Now, it's a little bit hard because some of them are tighter than others. That's normal. So what I could do is I can get something that you don't have in your toolbox, I'm sure. A small ratchet. And if I don't like the way that works, I'll put an extension on that ratchet so I can get a square up to the bolt from a distance and just turn it like that. Okay, now I snugged it up. I want to okay, I want to loosen that up. I want to make sure it's not touching. I don't want that to touch. I want to pull that back about 1/64 of an inch. You hear that? Listen carefully. You hear this? You're going to hear dunk, 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 dunk. Inside here is a magnet. Listen. That magnet is what excites the coil, which is what gives you energy. See? That's not the piston. Okay, so I brought this back. There's only a 100th of an inch of play in there. I brought it back that 100th or so of an inch. That bolt has no play pretty much. Now I'll snug that up. And then this one here, I'm gonna open that up and I'm gonna snug up the bottom now. And there is about, well, about a 1/16 of an inch of play on the bottom. I want that as close to the flywheel as possible. Now I snug this up, not so tight. You're only dealing with a plastic housing here. Okay, those are done. Now, next, could I use this coil wire? Yeah, but it's 20 years old. So let's take a look at this new coil wire, which is a little bit longer. And do I want to use that? That's the question. Do I want to use that? Okay, so let's put this housing on here. Routed the coil wire to the coil. Up here they took the coil wire and they brought it up here. They routed it through there, around there, and then through that chase. It's called a chase. Inside here, which is another part of the chase. And then they put the coil wire up on top here to the spark plug. Now, how did that go last time? How long was that wire last time? It looks like it was the same length. Or very close. Well, I'm okay with that. What I will want to do is I want to pull this down a little bit. I'm going to bring this coil wire back to where it's coming out of here perpendicular. Right here. I want it to come straight out of the coil, straight out here. I don't want it to be bent. Okay, so I dragged it down this way about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now, to get this secondary wire, I don't remember how that wire routed through the housing. I know darn well it doesn't look right like this. I just don't see how they would let wires hang out of the top, not a frail wire like this. So, it may have been like this. Yeah, okay, no, that's not it. Could be like that. They could have left it out. Just doesn't seem like something they would do. If anybody knows, let me know. It's been 2 years since I saw with the saw how it came apart or how it went together. Ah, here it is right here. Okay, I got it. Goes up around the top. There's a chase up here, right here. There's a chase up on the top. It goes around the top here. No? Well, yes or no? Yes? Yeah, okay. There's a chase that it goes up around the top and it goes behind this coil wire. Okay. So there's a chase up here and then it goes down through this chase and then behind this coil wire. Okay, so that is correct. So now I think I'll change that wire. If it's the same, something's different. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get my ohm meter and check the resistance in this wire. I'll be back in about 1 minute. A little over a minute. So if the wire has coil continuity, it means there's no internal breaks. I'll just use the existing wire. Okay, there's my test is 0, 0, 0. My wire resistance for the new one should be 0, 0, 0. Zero, zero, zero. Zero, zero, zero. Okay. Okay, we have 0 resistance in the new wire. Now let's test the old wire. Oh, it's 80 ohms. Ah, hold on. Oh boy, what a mess. Okay, we'll start again. Huh, this wire's broke. No. It's not broke. I'm not getting a reading. 000. Should be 00. Okay, passport. Hey, passport. Okay. Okay, so this wire is internally, this wire is okay. All right, we'll do it one more time. Clean up a spot on there. Put that down. 000. Okay, open circuit, closed circuit, 0 ohms. So we're gonna go with the original wire. And there's two reasons for that. One is this is the same. These two boots are the same. What the boot on top is different. The boot on the top is different. And I don't want to deal with splicing a new ground wire on there. So this wire is different. I can splice it. I can take it apart and splice it, but I will not. So we're going to use this boot, and we're going to run it through the chase that's up here, right here, through this chase here. So one is in, one is out, like an S raceway. I will put some epoxy in one of those holes. Or a piece of rubber, and I will keep that from falling out or vibrating out. Right now I'm just polishing up the old plug internally by putting it in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm getting any oxidation off it. And remember, this has been laying around for 2 years. And we can test that right now without the engine running. We can test it by putting it to the terminal and to the terminal on the coil over here without letting it touch the wire, and then to the top. Turn it on the machine, touch it to the terminal, touch it to the top, open circuit, closed circuit. Open circuit, closed circuit. And because it's attached to the coil now, you're going to have a resistance of what's inside the coil, which is 300 ohms. I don't know what the ohms are for that, and I don't care. But I know I have an open and closed circuit. So that's good enough for me. So let me put this back up here. Let me try to get this coil. They put a new hello, good morning, Passport. They put a new shielding on here. They made this wire thicker. Which is a better job, but also now you can't get the coil wire to lay into the grooves they made for the coil wire. So I'm going to push it in as best I can. I'm not going to put this top one in here yet. I may not put it in at all. I don't want to break the plastic binder here, number one. And number two, I don't want to cut this outside sheathing. So I may very well I don't have a lot of choices here. I can either push it in and possibly break the plastic that's 20 years old, or cut the sheathing off of it, the extra sheathing, not the insulation off the wire. And then I'll hold it there temporarily for now. I'll let it crush down overnight, or I'll hit it with a heat gun and warm it up and push it in there later on. Oh, so let's take this spark plug out of here. Let's put the new spark plug in. Let's find out if this has compression, spark. Can't do that just yet. I could take the spark plug out. It's a Bosch R10. Now the best way is to put your finger on the tip of the, you have to ground out the spark plug, and then at night you'll be able to see a spark here. But right now, you can put your finger between the spark plug and the piston housing, and you can feel a spark. So I feel a spark. It's not going to give me it's not going to give me a 40,000 volt spark like you'd get from a car distributor, or 20,000 from a car distributor. It's just going to give me a minimal spark. We're not going to tighten this up yet, though. I have my reasons. You'll see what they are later on. Now that we're in the back of the machine, we're going to take off the two nuts that hold the carburetor on. 1 and 2. First, put those down there. Now these seem to be sealed up pretty good. I'm not concerned about these rubber hoses right now because none of them ever leaked. So I want to take, inside here is a inside here, the inside of this fuel tank here, there's a hose. Hose looks like this. In order to get that hose out, you need a piece of safety wire or baling wire like this, straighten it out. When you get it pretty straight, on the end, put a whip on the end or a fish hook. Take a pair of duckbills, do this to it like that, and then this is a fishing expedition. You have to fish for the end of the wire, the end of the fuel rod, the end of the fuel line, and I got it. I had it. I have it. Okay, there it is. Now this one looks pretty clean. So I'm going to blow in through it. No problem. This is like brand new. It's clean. I may have replaced it between the time I bought it and recently, but either way, it's clean. I'm going to drop this back into the tank. Just let it go. Boom. Push it down in there with your finger. Forget about it. Done. It's a done deal. There's another one on the back of this. I really don't want to take this out. There's another filter right here. See those little pieces of white stuff? You see that because my camera is probably one of the best cameras in the world. See those little pieces of white? Those are micro particles of dust, probably sawdust, that got into the tank and got sucked up into this carbonite filter. So it'll come right off with my hand, and it wasn't dirty to begin with. Then you can put your mouth on this. And suck through it. Blowing does not work so good, but sucking gives you a little bit more pressure. That's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow out any FOD, foreign object debris, from the inside of the gas tank with this blower. So I'm going to basically blow high pressure air into the gas tank with this blower and blow out any foreign object. You won't see it, I won't see it, but we'll know what happened. Okay, that's done. Now we have some parts here that got a little loose. They got a little loose. When I took it apart, I just put them anywhere that would hold them. Okay, one of them is this sealant ring that goes, I'm sure it goes in this hole here. I know it goes in there. And probably it sits up against one side of this carburetor. We know that. This goes in the bottom like that. So let's get this okay, so I want to take off this gasket, which looks pretty much symmetrical, but we'll leave it like that. And we'll take this, and this goes in here. See the notch on there? See that notch? There's a notch on both sides. There is a rubber, a burr on either side. One for that notch, one for the other. Okay, let's put that in there. Push that in, let it set down. There's no sealant, there's no lubricant or anything like that. It's just a tight fit. Next step will be to, I believe, I want to check this. Okay, this is free flowing, no problem. I'm not going to change that rubber because it's still got a lot of flex in it. I'm going to put this back in here. I'm going to spit on a little bit as a lubrication. Okay, now let's get the carburetor inserted in here. Huh. Like I said, I haven't seen this machine in 2 years until yesterday. So before I put that on, I might as well put this gasket back on. That we know. No, that we don't know anything about that. We don't know if that goes first or last. I don't remember. It's 2 years, so let me think about this for a minute. It would appear to me that that gasket, based on this based on this outline here, it would appear to me that those are dead jets. But it doesn't seem like that would go there. It would seem like this would mate up to this. I don't have the original book anymore. Now this mating surface seems like it would be enough to hold the vacuum seal. I'm going to go with this. Two years I haven't seen this machine. Okay, the carburetor is in the right direction. I got to walk it around that rubber boot on the bottom and put it in the rubber boot that's going into the engine. That was always the tricky part on these small carburetors. There's always a rubber boot on the bottom, and it's always not easily accessible. Now I got it. I think I got it in. I do. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about here. In the bottom here, in here, where that shiny part comes down from the carburetor, there's a nipple, and the nipple goes into the boot that's behind the carburetor now. It went in the first time. I'm not taking it off to show it to you again, because you really have to manipulate this in ways I don't want to. Okay, now where those other hoses go. This hose can only go one place, right? It can only go around to that nipple right back there. There's a nipple right here. See the wire? See, the wire is right on top of the nipple. So this boot here has to go onto that nipple. In order to do that, I'm going to take a pair of aviation duckbills. I'm going to grab the boot. I'm going to spit in it a little bit. And I'm going to push it on. And then, gotta remember now, okay, I got it. So the boot routed itself underneath the carburetor and onto the nipple. Now there's another boot over here. It can only go one place. It has to go up here. It's the last boot. And the only place it can go is up on top here. It's the right size. to put up here, but it's not long enough. No matter what you do, you're not going to make it long enough either. Because you can't cross past the intake butterfly valve. Can't do that. Where's the other carburetor? This carburetor, there's a difference. That top needle jet looks a little different in size. I'll be right out. I got to get a micrometer. Or a vernier caliper. Be right back. Could be wrong as to where that boot goes. That's for sure. Could be I am mistaken, and this boot goes up on the top. There's a boot coming out of this filter case. I am mistaken. I am mistaken. This hose. This hose goes on this nipple here, on the filter housing, and this hose up here on the filter housing goes to the top. Okay, a little brain fart there. 2 years of not seeing an item, not remembering is acceptable for 2 years. Okay, we'll put that there like that. We'll put this hose here. Right here, this hose here. We'll put that in here like this. Little saliva. Put that hose on there like that. A little saliva on that one. Put this up here like that. Now, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That can't be right. Unless got to be 180 degrees. Could happen that way. Okay, that looks a lot better. The bolts look like they're going to line up on the bottom. Carburetor bolts lined up just now perfectly. Okay, so what do we got here? We got this hose. When instead of coming around the front, I had to wrap it around the bottom and make a U-turn on it to go into this nipple here. The top hose went on this nipple up here. They were different sizes, I was right, but I had forgotten about this shroud, or this frame for the filter frame. So this has something to do with vacuum, or what they call the Venturi principle. It actually pumps gas through the carburetor, but we won't give you a lesson in Venturi. Venturi was a scientist that invented. Venturi principle is that basically the Venturi principle is an increase in velocity causes a decrease in pressure, and vice versa. Okay, so now this is the most important and hardest part of the job. You don't want to screw this up. There's a nut in here, a stub, a stud here, and a stud here. If I try to put these nuts on that stud and drop it into the carburetor, oh boy, that's problematic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a rag in there. And then we'll put these nuts into a socket. So let's find the right socket for the right nut. Not that set, not that set, not that set. So it has to be this set, yeah? No, it doesn't. It has to be one of the sockets I have out on loan. Yeah, like that one there. So this socket here, I have this on loan to another job I was doing. So I'll just take this set off of there. I will put this socket on here. I'll put this nut on here. And then I will gingerly, very slowly, put it on top of that stud. And I got it on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's one. I have the butterfly closed now for safety reasons. I'll put the other one on. But normally you would put a rag inside the carburetor if the butterfly didn't come right up to the end. And if you're not a mechanic, if you're a mechanic, you can take a few chances here and there, but you'll regret it if you drop the nut inside that engine, because that means a complete disassembly. Okay, so let's go here. Now this, you don't want to tighten this up so much just now. What we want to do is take the, snug it. That's it, snug. Just a little bit more than where everything is touching. I call it 2-finger tight. And not so tight that you're going to regret it and break something. So the next step is these two flanged nuts on the bottom. Now they would be part of this assembly that I have here. They would be part of these screws here. We're going to take this out of here. This is for the carburetor. And I don't know if I should have put that on first or it goes on second. No, we'll put it together and find out, right? Okay. So theoretically, if these are all the same size, and it looks like they are, 2 of them are going to be different. 2 of them are going to be clean, not greasy, not rusty. Because 2 of them were inside the carburetor housing. Okay, let's... So here's one. Here's one that's relatively clean. You can't take one with paint on it. There's one, and not that it makes a difference at all, but I just am showing you. Here's the second one. Okay. Now, we need the star drill, the star driver. Okay, we're going to put this back. I'm going to put this back on my tool tray. Okay, where is the star driver? I don't know. Here it is right here. Okay. So we're going to put this over here. I'm going to see if that's the right one now. They're all the same size. But you want to try to put the same bolts back in the same holes that they came out of. There's reasons for it. I'm not going into the reasons, but the bolts eventually contour to the size, the holes contour to the size of the bolts, eventually. Sometimes, not all the times. Sometimes it makes a difference and sometimes it doesn't. But if you know the difference, and it's not too problematic, put the right ones back in the right holes. Okay, so this boot, we'll call it a boot. We'll call it a muffler boot shroud. And when I tighten this up, then I can tighten up the nuts to the carburetor. You got to remember to go back and do that. And you don't want to tighten these that tight. It's just going into a plastic housing. It's not aluminum, it's not Manel, it's not steel. It's just a 20-year-old plastic housing. And that's how old this saw is, 20 years old. Snug. End it. End of report. Now we'll go into the, I'm going to put the star drill back on my rack, and we're going to go into the carburetor. I do not want to tighten this down too much and crack the housing. The housing, again, the saw is 20 years old this month, or 20 years old plus this month. It's definitely bought it in 2001, maybe even the year 2000. Do not crack the housing. You wish you didn't, because then I have to wait 10 or 20 days for another part. All right, let's blow it off, what we got. Let's blow it off now. Close up the gas tank. We know the filter in the gas tank is good. We're going to put gas in there in a few minutes. The next thing I have to do, and I know I have to do this, this is probably the hardest part of the job right now coming up, because I am not a small engine mechanic. And the linkage is the next part of the job. So here is the choke. So this should come right off if I pull it off. No, it doesn't come off. And that means that I made a major mistake. If this does not come off, that means I'm going to take this shroud off right now. Again, take it off. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that off, because I made a mistake. There's a circlip over here. Well, I could be wrong about that. I'm not real sure. I doubt. I doubt it goes on there under pressure. It doesn't screw off. Doesn't pull off. This piece did not come with the new carburetor. I don't know how to get that off. I see a circlip right here, which means if I take this all and pop that circlip out of there, that might come out. And I just dropped the circlip, which here it is. This is a circlip. They call it a C-clip or a circlip. Let me give you a better shot of it. Okay, now let's see if it comes off now. No. Let's try it. Well, there is another way to do this. I can take this whole body out of here, out of this carburetor, and take the body out of that carburetor and put this body in there, the butterfly valve. But I really shouldn't have to do that. And this is the choke, so there's no way that this is going to be a screw on. Screw on, screw off. There's no way. Huh. Hmm. Huh. Mm-hmm. There's no way it's pressed on, because otherwise it could fall off if it was pressed on. I think I'm going to have to remove. Yeah, but if I have to remove this assembly, how could they sell you the part without a new one of these? Maybe I'm missing something here. No? I can just take this whole thing out, take this whole assembly out, take the shroud back off. What am I doing here? This doesn't make any sense. And it won't pop off that way. Huh. Ain't that something? Okay. I'll just take it apart and take this choke assembly out altogether, out, off, out. Take the shroud out and put the old assembly back in the new carburetor. Okay, I can do that. I know how to do that. And I can do that, and I will do that. Let me take this assembly apart first. Okay, it's got a circlip, it's got a washer, it's got a spring, it's got a bushing, it's got an internal, okay, it's got a housed bushing with a cloth insert. And now I got to get a small screwdriver to take that out. Smaller than that. Just use my big knife. Take that screw out there. Put that lined up there. Why didn't that just fall off? Okay, that's out. Now, it went in there like that with the hole here. The hole is on the high side. This assembly will come out of here like this. We'll put this carburetor here, and we'll leave that assembly like that. And just remember that the hole was on the side with the that you grab that with. Now we're taking this apart. Taking this apart. Okay, let's take it apart. The only way I know how to fix that is to take it apart and to put the old assembly in the new carburetor. I don't know how to fix it any other way. I don't have an instruction manual, and I didn't look online because I never did find anything that would be helpful online. It's not really that much of a complicated item. It's only not a lot of stuff here. The hardest part is going to be the linkage. The linkage goes on this way or that way or that way or that way or this way. Sometimes you get it right the first time, and then sometimes you have to put it on 2 or 3 times. Okay, I found a wrench that will fit these nuts here. Okay, let's take the boots off. Got to be careful pulling these rubber boots apart. There's a way to pull them apart without ripping them. And there's a way to pull them apart and destroy them when you take it apart. You don't want to do the destruction. Okay, that's one. This one will be easy. Okay, we got that off of there. We got that down there. Uh-oh. Okay, they didn't look exactly the same way, but I think they are. I don't know how this comes apart. It looks like that circlip there doesn't do anything at all. It looks like it's pressed on, but I can't unpull it out. I'm not even going to try. Well, it looks like if I pull it apart, it looks like it should be a little successful. Let me get a screwdriver in here, pull this off. Okay, that's the same. They're both 23 millimeters, if I remember the numbers correctly. Okay, that's not problematic. The next thing is to pull this outside circlip off of here. Easier said than done. There it is. Off and rescued. The new circlip is shiny. The spring is shiny. The double bushing is shiny. We'll take this out of here. But the new bushing does not have an insert inside it. Neither one does. The other one has a piece of cloth inside the bushing. That's interesting. So they either forgot those parts or they don't put them in there anymore. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with the old parts. So what we're going to do is put the old bushing on first with the felt insert, like that. Then we're going to take this piece here Put that in there like that. And we're going to take the new flutter valve, butterfly valve, and put it in there like that. Turn it up with the hole towards the top. Now, this is going to be the trick. I got to get this screw into that hole. Now I need my jeweler's screwdrivers. I'll be right back. I have a set of jeweler's screwdrivers. Okay. I also brought out a flashlight to make things more stable, because in about 20 minutes it's going to be a little bit more harder to see. Huh. Why did that come off so easy? Oh. It came off easy. This is the new screw. This is the old screw. Flathead screw. Different size screws, I guess. Well, no, I don't guess anything. That's a different size screw. Okay. It was indeed a different size screw. So let's tighten this up. Now, should I do that or not? I think I should. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my shop and I'm gonna get some Loctite. This is the one screw in the whole machine you don't want to fall inside the engine and blow up the engine. So I'm gonna get Loctite now. I'm gonna get the Loctite and put a drop of Loctite on there. I'll be out in a minute. I am quite a bit upset here. The bottle of Loctite that I thought was Loctite is actually gasket maker. Comes in the same size bottle, same color. So I am going to have to do this a completely different way. And not any way I wanted to do it. I have Loctite in cargo can 1. I have it. No doubt. But I don't know how to get to it. I don't know what box it's in. It could be the very next box I open up. It could be the last box I open up. Could be tomorrow I open that box up. Could be I won't see that box for 2 more weeks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this screw that did have Loctite on it. See the green there? I'm going to put a very industrial grade rim gasket made from gums on that screw. Now, it's not Loctite, but it's an industrial grade glue. And after I put the gums on there, the industrial grade gums, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the screw in the hole. Now that'll be kind of like a glue. It will be a glue. It's not kind of like anything. It's an industrial grade product that I wouldn't normally use for this, but I want to put this back together, get it running. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this back together with this. And then I'm going to ensure that the screw can't come out by smashing the back end of the screw down and crushing the threads. It doesn't sound like a good fix, but it is a fix. And as a jet mechanic, that's the one screw in the entire machine you don't want to come out in any way, shape, or form. So the next thing I have to do is tighten that down as tight as I can get it with the screwdriver. I'm going to take the duckbills and I'm going to try to make another 1/8 of a turn, not an 1/8, but a 64th of a turn. And I got that. And I got another 64th of an inch. Well, now we are down as far as that it will go without snapping the head of the screw. And now this is the hard part. I need to smash the head of that screw down, the thread of that screw. I need to smash it down and using my duckbills as an anvil. I need to smash that down and destroy the threads a little bit. You're not going to be able to see this part. And I need to remember that I did this somehow I need to smash that down. Now it's a steel screw, so it's going to be a little bit harder than brass. If I had a really small pair of dikes, I might be able to do it with a really small pair of dikes. And I do have a small pair of dikes. I just don't know where they are. It almost looks like a nail clipper. Okay, let me put my screwdrivers away so I don't lose those. All right, screwdrivers are away. Dikes. Where are the dikes? Dikes, come out wherever you are. I need you to smash something down for me. Ah, I got a better idea. I have channel locks. I can crush. If I can grab the tip of that screw with the if I can grab the tip of that screw with the channel locks, I can crush the threads enough where if the screw got loose, it wouldn't come out of its it would not come out of the frame. But I have to grab it with the square edge of a good clean set of channel locks. So that it grabs it the first time. Oh man. It is so close to being able to grab that. It's like only 1/8 of an inch away. Oh, wait a second, maybe I got it. I touched it. I have a different pair here, a needle nose pair. We'll try this one. Now you got to get the debris out of the teeth of the needle nose pliers, otherwise the debris will stop it from grabbing the nut, and the debris is rust and oil. And see, right now you can't see the threads, but in a minute you can. I see this will go in. This will grab it. This did crush it. I'm going to take a better bite. I'm going to crush it as much as I can. That's never going to have to come out of there again. Not that I know of. Okay. Now let's take a look at that. It looks deformed. It looks like it's deformed. Plus the glue, plus the deformity. If the screw loosens up, at least it won't come out because it's deformed. Okay? This works the way it's supposed to work here. Yes, it does. The next thing we're going to put on there is the bushing. Okay, we'll live with that. The next thing is the spring. The next thing is the washer. Now I have to hold that down while I put on the circlip. Okay, the circlip is on. Now, when you put a circlip on, make sure you turn it around 360 degrees. Because sometimes it looks like it's in the groove, but it's not in the groove. So, that's good there. Now we have to put the circlip on the opposite side here. Okay, like I said, make sure it rotates 360 degrees, and it does. Okay, so if I don't have to take that off, which I sure hope I don't have to take that off, I think we're good to go. Because choke off is up, choke up is up, choke down is off. Okay, off, up, off. Okay, now what I said before was true about this choke about this mechanism here, about the throttle mechanism, and this is really, for me, shouldn't be hard, but it is hard. Okay, so this either goes like this, okay, first things first. Let's put this back over here. Let's put that back over there. Let's get this shroud on. I may not be able to finish this today. Well, I'll be able to finish it, but it won't be light out, that's for sure. Uh-oh. I did not. It should all be the same size. Where is the socket? Where is the wrench? Where is my ratchet? It's on top of the bench. Now, how does this go? I don't know. Truly, I don't know how that goes, and I'm not kidding. There's a bracket in here. Right there. That silver bracket. And this doodad here, somehow it goes on that bracket. And that's your throttle. Well, don't go like that. Don't go like that. Because otherwise it would fall off like it just fell off now. Oh boy. And then this goes to the trigger. Okay, so it's got to go on here. That's wrong. Don't go that way. It's going to have to come in from on the bottom here in order so I can get a full throw on that butterfly. That's the best way right here. Okay. Okay, now I have a full on, full off. Okay, we'll leave that like that. That's the way it goes. That's 100% the way it goes. Now, I think I'm sure about that. Now, I'm going to have to get that goes up on top, right? This doodad goes in here, and that doodad was that. Now, if I put the shroud on like this temporarily, and I put the choke right there, that's good. Now, if I press this down, will that shut it off? Yes, it will. Okay. That shorts that out. That's grounding that properly, okay? That's proper. Okay. Let me get, the one thing I don't have is the trigger mechanism. But let's see how that would work. Can I grab it from here? No. Where is the trigger? Where is the trigger? How does that go? Okay. The trigger this was always a problem for me, the linkage on this saw, putting it back together. It can only go one way. But I forgot how to put the shroud and the trigger back on. That's what I forgot how to do. Not how it goes, but how to put it on all at the same time. So I think I can put this on now. Yes, I can do that. Okay, that's done. Now I can put this hose down there on the bottom there. Put those two there. Let's get the bracket, the trigger bracket, and see what happens. think I got it. Okay, that's full speed is down. And full speed is down. Right, okay. All right, I think I got it. Here we go again. Okay, I need to put the nuts on there now, right? Okay. Well, I need to choke this so the nuts can't fall into the carburetor. Put the choke on. Back the bracket on there as far as it can go. Put the nut on there. That's one nut. That's one of two nuts that go on the those studs there. Okay, that's the second one. Got to be careful. You don't want to tighten that up too much. Now, let's get the two bottom bolts that hold the filter frame in there. Take the ratchet off of there so I can free spin this. Do the other side. Put the small ratchet on there, the miniature ratchet. On tight. Tight, snug, tight, snug, tight. Finished. Now the last, tighten these fiber nuts up. One more little bit right there. And one more little bit on there. Won't hurt it. That's done. Now, do we have the carburetor? We do. We have the choke. We have the resistance for the choke, the gear mechanism right there. Right there. See that spring there? That's a half a choke. That's full choke. That holds it in place. Okay, so we got that gear on right. Now we can take the top tube, put it in here. Okay, now the last thing is always the most hardest thing. It's this linkage. That's definitely wrong. Unless it goes like this, no. Definitely wrong. The linkage. The linkage, that's wrong. All right, that looks wrong. I need to get a full throw on that. I'm not getting a full throw on that. Not that way. On the probably should go online. I think I got it. Well, I definitely got it. Now I got to put it together. That was the hard part. Why won't this? Why won't this work? I did not change. I did not change anything on the carburetor over there. Okay, that's full open. That's off. That's full open. That's full throttle right there, like that. Why is it interfering? What is it interfering and how? Huh. All right, let me try to get the shroud on and lock up that linkage. Problem is now I can't even see. Well, problem is I don't know how to do this. That's the problem. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't know how to do this. No, this is definitely wrong. Okay. Definitely the wrong way. Okay, what about that? Nope, that's definitely wrong too. And that's... Uh-oh. This might be a two-part video. That's definitely wrong. But down is definitely full throttle. It just doesn't fit right. Something is in the way. Oh, here it is. Maybe. No, it can't be that way. Could be this way. No, it can't be that way. Although that locks it, and that does give me full throttle, but it gives me no off throttle. Oh boy. Looks like we're gonna have to abandon this project for tonight. I can't figure out. Yeah, that linkage always, it's once I put it in place, it's simple. Thank you, Sterling, Matt. It's the linkage is bent so that it only works one way. The carburetors are identical. So the linkage has to go back on the same way. It's the shroud. The linkage has to be locked up now into the shroud. It's not actually that late here, Sterling. It's only like 6 o'clock. I'm going to try to get the linkage in right now. I'm going to try to get the linkage. Now, there's gas in there. I didn't put gas in yet. Now, this is so far away. From being right. It's sad. I'm like 3 inches away. Not that way. Yeah, I'm going to have to hold off on this till tomorrow. I can't see anymore. And maybe I'll be able to find I might be able to find a picture online. Flying Circus blocked SIM because it wasn't the real SIM. And he blocked a couple of other people. That guy Mata Effa, whatever his name is, he's a troll. He blocked the project manager, he's a troll. And I've blocked, that project manager guy has about, at least 10 of his channels has been blocked. So that guy's just a straight up and down troll. There's no doubt about that. Okay, that guy is a troll. So Flying Circus was blocking people that had multiple channels that were coming on and trolling me for sure. So he had permission to do that. Okay, I'm going to put everything away. It's too dark. The hardest part, I said halfway through the job that the hardest part is getting that linkage on, and it is. That linkage is always, once you see how it goes, you can take it on and off and put it on and off in 45 seconds. But to figure out how it goes, I've done this before. I took the linkage off and took an hour to get the linkage back on. And then a minute after I get the linkage back on, you go, that's how it goes. So Flying Circus blocking everybody today. There were a lot of trolls on my channel today. A lot. Like, whoever he blocked was a troll. Except from, no, when I blocked both Sims, when I blocked one Sim, both Sims got blocked. Because both of them were trolls. I'm not going to spend a lot of time figuring out who's who. Sim has my email address. He can send me a password, and I'll unblock him. And I'd be happy to do that. He knows that. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time with trolls. Okay, I'm going to put this bar in here. Let me get... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, nuts. Okay. What I forgot to do is put this back together. In case one day I need these parts. And I don't want to leave this out overnight because it may rain tonight, all night, and all day tomorrow, and all day the day after that. That would be problematic. I need that really small screwdriver again. Okay, that's one half of that done. Then we put this on here. Then we put the spring. Hey, Wes, good afternoon. Good evening. Yeah, he was blocking a lot of people, but there were a lot of trolls on my channel. And he doesn't really know who's who, but most of the people that he blocked had 2 or 3 channels. As soon as he blocked them, Okay, so this butterfly valve is good for parts. Hello, Wes. Thanks for stopping by. You saw what he did. One lonely farmer, that China junk. We are getting a lot of stuff from China. He blocked Lewis, who gave Super Chat. I'm going to have to take away his wrench. He's been a bad moderator. He can't be. I don't know. I saw he blocked Lewis and then he unblocked Lewis. It's the linkage, Wes. It's that linkage that goes 6 different ways from Sunday, and then you have to hook it into the it's this linkage, Wes. You got to just get it in the carburetor right, and then pop this end into the trigger mechanism that's in the shroud up here. Inside the shroud, it has to go in there just right, and then it locks in and out of the carburetor, but it only fits one way. And it's late, I'm tired, it's dark, and I haven't seen the way it went together in 2 years. So tomorrow in the light, in the morning, I think I should be able to get it relatively fast. You know how that works. You let the problems simmer overnight, come back the next day, and it seems to be that the problem almost solves itself. Right now I want to get everything away, including this carburetor, and I don't care that this is in pieces. I'll put this carburetor in that stainless steel. I'll put the rest of these pieces in the Super Chat pot. I'm going to take this and put this socket back on this rack here. And now it looks like it's gonna rain here in about, the wind just picked up. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm just gonna throw all the parts. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw the garbage out of this stainless steel box. I'll just throw all the parts in here, because I don't want to get the filter wet tonight anyway. Old parts, new parts, the parts, motor parts, spark plugs, the oil, and the screwdriver. No, I'm not going to put that in there. And it's raining. It's definitely raining. Okay, so we have a few minutes. Let me just check this table. I have 2 tools here. They're going in with the sockets. The vernier caliper is going in the bucket. Okay, I can put this away. Okay, I can put that there. Nothing else is on this tray. I want to get these parts into the warehouse, into my cargo container before it rains. And I want to get this saw into the warehouse before it rains. coming back, I'm just putting something away that I had another job going over here this morning, and I just got to put a few things underneath the towel. Oh, okay, now it's raining out, but I have one of the 3 trips done, or one of 2 trips done. All right, so I'll show you. Okay, let me make sure there's nothing on this bench. My star. My star and my crow's feet. That's something. That's a major thing. Leave that outside for a week in the rain, I'll be crying. Okay, I'm gonna take those 2 tool sets of tools in, and I'm gonna take the blower with this round of tools in. Let me get the blower curled up. Okay, I have the blower, I have the crow's feet, and I have my 1/4-inch drive sockets. I have to come back for the shrouds. Be right back. Ow. Huh. Huh. Huh? Well, whoa, it's raining good out now. Before I come back, I want to lock the... No, I can't do that. I can't lock up the container until I take the shrouds. Oh yeah, the drops are about 3/8 of an inch drops. Anything else? Probably not. This tray. Okay. Shroud box. Oh yeah. Raining good now. Raining very good. I think these parts are going in the house. Only because it was easier to put them there. I'm gonna go lock up the container. Be back in a minute. on my way back. I don't have... Oh boy. Yeah, I have water to wash up with. I never got in touch with the water department. So my neighbor has water. Both my neighbors have water. And I don't have water. And our pipes are next to each other. So something is wrong. And the water department, now they claim they don't have a telephone number to the water department. That's not true. The idiot in the water department gave me a working number a month ago. And when I say idiot, it's because every 3 months you call the water department and the number that this moron in the water department gives you doesn't work anymore. I have at least 12, 13, 14 numbers to the water department in 3.5 years. It's like every 3 months the number changes. So the number that worked 5 weeks ago, that I confirmed worked 5 weeks ago, now goes to an office in Tagbilaran that is associated with water, but not repair service, not Pang Lao, not the city water. It's something that has to do with water, but I forgot what it was. It's such a mess here in the Philippines. If they put me in charge, I could save them billions of pesos. Billions. By simply doing one thing. Stop changing no phone numbers for the municipality, for the permit department, or the post office, or the co-op building, or the senior citizen center. None of them work anymore. And each time you call up the post office, I had to call the tourist center, who does nothing all day. In 3.5 years that they've had an office that says tourist center on it, there are between 2 and 4 people working in the tourist center. None of them have ever done anything. There's never been anybody in the tourist center except me. And the tourist center will walk out of their door, and 3 feet away from their door is the post office. They will get the postmaster, Paul, to walk over to the water department to ask somebody for a phone number. But they themselves will not walk 25 feet to the water department because they say they're busy. But now I've never seen anybody never have I seen anybody in the tourist center, ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never, never. Not even one time. And before it was the tourist center, it was another department. Actually, it was the jail. It was solitary confinement. Literally, you walk into the tourist department, and there's a door, and on the other side of the door is a 1/2-inch plate steel door for, I don't know if they're insane criminals, but it's like a 1/2-inch steel plate door with just a little slit through it. And that's still there. All right, I got to wash my hands. I'll take a look at the comments. Yeah, I think he did block Louis Pagan Punch, but then I think he unblocked him. I'll have to take his wrench away. Now, so he doesn't know who's my friend and who's not. Flying Circus has been my friend for 4 years, but and a good friend at that, but he doesn't know the names of the people that come from the Slobs channel. That guy who calls himself my project manager, now I've blocked, me personally, and Dennis Adam have blocked 10 of his channels. And he just keeps coming back with Fazio's project manager. So he's had at least 10 channels that he could change the name on. So he's a troll. I knew he was a troll from day one, but he wasn't a bad troll. But now he's becoming an aggravating troll. EJ Boy, good morning or good evening to you, EJ Boy. Thank you for stopping by. So Flying Circus just doesn't know all of these names. So, and I think with Louis Pagan Ponce, he blocked them and then unblocked them. He said it was a mistake, but I'll check on that tomorrow. Okay, right now it's going on 6 o'clock. I'm just going to wash my hands and face, and then if it stops raining, I'll go out and take a bucket bath. I didn't really get that dirty today. I didn't do any work. I didn't work out in the rain. I'll just wash my hands and face for now. I don't have a lot of choices. Well, I'm using water, the drinking water, the 5-gallon bottles of drinking water. I'm using those to wash with, which is okay. But I don't really feel like taking a bath in the rain. It's cold out there right now. Not so cold, but I don't feel like it's raining, cold rain. I don't need to get a cold. So either I'll wait for it to stop raining and go out and take a proper bucket bath, or I'll put a long sleeve shirt on and sleep like that tonight so I don't get the bed dirty. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's my hands, and now my face, and then yeah, it's raining pretty good out there now. I could live with this. It's either this or go take a cold water bath with cold water rain. I just don't feel up to it right now. Hear the rain? Those are the cold drops that you hear. Those are cold. When you hear it like that, it's cold. Probably only, probably 79 degrees cold. Not that cold. Let's find out. I have a measuring device right here. $78. 80 degrees. $76 degrees is the rain itself. That's not that cold. But it's colder than I want to go out into right now. I'm tired. I didn't eat anything at all. Nothing. Zero. I had breakfast this morning at 9 o'clock. And that was 9 hours ago. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Yeah, that might be true. Well, that guy Madapaka is a pretty cool name, but he's one of the he calls himself. He says he's in charge of the Slavs troll army, and that's because nobody's ever grabbed him and explained things to him that he needs to have explained to him. That's why. Probably some little sleazy, slimy little man. Who knows? He could be a paraplegic. He could be tweaking on some kind of drugs. He could be mentally handicapped. He could be a quadriplegic and has nothing else to do, and this is his life to troll people. That's possible, you know. People that are quadriplegics or paralyzed from the waist down, um, they're on lots of medication. Now, I'm not saying he is. He should be for all the trolling he does. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying that there's a lot of possibilities of who these trolls are. They could be somebody confined to a bed, typing stuff in above their head. So, and that's sad, but at the same time, they could have used their energy for something more positive. So, that guy Madabaka, he sides with. Look who he sides with, the fat slob. Come on, man. That guy, I'm surprised nobody has eviscerated him on the streets of Bangkok. I find that hard to believe. That somebody just hasn't walked up and gutted him on a live stream while he's doing a live stream. That's how many people he's pissing off. So if it did happen, I wouldn't be surprised. Or I wouldn't be surprised if his camera just fell down and then you were looking at traffic and that you never saw a slob again. Because there are people like that out there. He just doesn't, he doesn't believe that's possible. But it is possible that somebody could do that to him. And for the amount of people that he screams at and yells at and curses at and talks about, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. I'm not kidding about that either. When I talk about something that could happen to somebody violent like that, it's very possible that somebody would do that to the slob. And he brings this upon himself. The same with the other guy, Richie, and many other people. I don't go around to people's channels bothering them. I just throw them off of my channel when they bother me. But those guys have a propensity to go looking for trouble. And in real life, there are people that will drop them. And I mean drop them in real life. So, that it hasn't happened yet, that in and of itself is surprising. And if it ever will happen, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised one day if the slob is in Bangkok walking around down some side street and you hear a thud and the camera falls on the floor and the camera's just facing traffic and the cars are going by and you never see the slob again. I know that's possible. He pisses off so many people. How many people can you get upset? He'll go to 3 or 4 different people and really demean and destroy, try to destroy the person's reputation, their personality, their girlfriend, their channel. You saw how he was a coward when he ran away from that place, Street Town. I don't remember the name of the place. Street Town, when he cursed at everybody and told everybody he was going to do this, that, and the other thing. And then he went off live streaming. He don't walk down the block live streaming anymore because when you're live streaming, walking down the block, the live stream kind of tells somebody where you are. So he didn't do that for at least 2 weeks that I know of. And because he was afraid somebody was going to do something to him, I am sure that in that town, whatever the name of that town was, Street Town, I am positive somebody told him that they're going to find him. You know, what they told him, I don't know, but nobody just gives up making $1,000 a week and just stops live streaming for no good reason. And he was collecting $1,000 a week in Super Chat. Nobody gives that up without a good, serious reason. Treetown, right. I forget the name of that place. Right. He gave up $1,000 a week in Super Chat because when he left Treetown, somebody was after him. I don't know who and I don't know for what. I do know it had to be a reason to give up $4,000 a month in Super Chat or $2,000. He was collecting about $2,000 a month from stupid people like Kenny in Subic Bay. That moron has been given the slub between $10, $15, $20, $50, and $100 a night a couple of times a week. Just that one guy. And he doesn't give anybody else Super Chat except the slob. So maybe he wants to meet the slob one day and hook up with him, make a video, who knows. But that guy was giving him a couple of $100 a month. For what? For what? Every time the slob hooked up with a woman, Kenny in Subic Bay, I think his name is, was giving him $50, $100. One night he gave him $100, and then he gave that Ben Gay fella that the slob hangs out with $50. For what? So they could have dinner with a streetwalker. That is sick. In fact, he left a message on my channel a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to block him. I don't want him on my channel. I don't want anybody from the Slob's channel on my channel. I don't care. I let Ed Lippert slide. I don't know why Ed goes to the Slob's channel. I've never seen him donate money. I have no idea why Ed Lippert goes to the Slob's channel. None whatsoever. I let him on my channel because I've always liked Ed Lippert, but that is probably the one exception to the rule. However, anybody that goes to his channel on a regular basis, I block. Anybody that super chats him, I block. I don't need them on my channel. I don't need the views. I get close to 600, 700 hours a month in view time. I don't need the views. They don't donate. They're not Patreon members. They're not PayPal contributors. What do I need them for? So I can read comments from people who I don't know who they are and don't like. Ed Lippert might be the one exception to the rule. I don't think there's another. All right, now. And then, of course, we have the trolls that flag my channel. I haven't gotten a strike yet, but I know that people are flagging my channel. Okay. I won't tell you how I know, but I do know they are. I'm opening up my mail to see if Lazada sent me my refund yet. I don't see a message, though. No. No message. So now it's going on 7 days today since the first notice I got that the order was canceled. And I found another machine on Lazada. So I'm going to have to leave that 193,000 pesos where it is in limbo and order another machine that's going to cost about 125,000 pesos but it's not a rebar bender and cutter. It's just a rebar bender. So, and then I'll have to deal with getting my money back from Lazada. Who knows? It could come in tonight, could come in tomorrow. Monday, I'll call up the bank. If I don't hear from them, and ask the bank what I should do. Okay, so Flying Circus just sent me a note saying that he blocked a lot of people. And he just explained why. I won't tell you why, but he did explain why he blocked a bunch of people. He doesn't know the names of my friends and foes. And now people are, I got to tell you, who Flying Circus is a fake clone? How could Flying Circus be a fake clone if he's been my friend? And he just told me, oh, the Tree Town message isn't me. Yeah, you see? It's that little creep that that the slob hangs out with, Richie. It's probably him. Because or that guy, Matapaka, whatever his name is, or it's him, or it's some other sleazy little man that hangs out with the slob. And I don't know who's who. I'll just block everybody. I don't care. I really don't care. I believe you, but YouTube took away our ability to go to the person's channel. I think they did it on purpose so that you'll spend more time on YouTube trying to figure out who it is. Me, the solution is simple. Just block everybody. I don't care. You can go start another channel, or you can never come on my channel again. Forget about it. I don't know who you are. I know damn well you've never super chatted me. I'm not asking you to, but I don't care about people who are not contributing to my channel, whether or not I read their comments. I believe you that there's a clone, but now which one of you is the clone? I won't spend another minute thinking about it. I'll block all of you. And that'll be it. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. People, you won't believe, you wouldn't believe half the stuff I would tell you. You wouldn't believe half the stuff I tell you. If I told you what it means that I don't care, you wouldn't believe it. Say, oh, that's not true. Well, what I could do, I could do this. What I could do, I'll do this. Watch what I do now. See, I'll solve this problem. I'll solve it right now. Not a problem. For me, I'm having trouble. My computer is slow. I'm trying to open up my mail. I see a message from Flying Circus, but I don't see the body of the message. All right, we're close. It looks like it's going to open up it looks like it's loading. All right, let's go over here for a moment. And then when I get here, I push this button 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 6, 7, 8. There you go. All right, now watch what I do. You are saying that the person who wrote Tree Town message is not you. Okay? So let's take that message. Hold on a minute. I gotta hold on a minute. Hide that user on timeout. And now, if all the forget about it's disappear, then I'll know both of you were trolls. Well, the same troll. Well, one of you is definitely a troll. Okay, I got the guy who left the Tree Town message. This is too hard. One of you is still visible. See? See how much trouble it is? It's just easier to block. See, that's flying. And I know who you are. I know your name. But anyway, it's raining out pretty good. My dinner... my dinner's going to be ready shortly. Oh, no. Oh, boy. I got to take a pill. I'm going to go get water. Tomorrow, I got a big day ahead of me. Tomorrow. I don't know. Well, no, I do know. I won't be going back to the street saw tomorrow. Actually, I won't be going back to that tomorrow. I have something. Tomorrow's Thursday. I have something else altogether planned for Thursday. I forgot it was Thursday. Nothing all that important. And if it rains, that may even get canceled. Huh. We are in the rainy season. All right, so I'm going to end the live stream. I don't time people out. I block them. I never time people out. If I push the button and make them disappear, they're gone. They don't come back. Because I don't know who Forget About It is. I know his name, but he's not an email. See, now I could, Louis Paganponce or Simulacron, I could have them send me an email and with a code word in it. And then I could get them back on the channel. But I don't care. Even though I like Simulacron and he's my friend, I don't care if he comes back on my channel or not. I just don't care. Look at all the time I spend talking about these trolls. I don't need that time consumption. Now, I like Sim. And eventually I'll send Sim a mail and ask him if he was the one that was blocked in email. But that's like 2 or 3 minutes to send him a mail, a couple of minutes to read his mail, then 10 minutes to go to the block list to find him and unblock him. Talking about 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes to make all of this right. It's not that important to me. It's really not that important to me. Sim and I talk privately. I don't care if he comments on my channel or not. Okay, so I'm going to say goodnight. My dinner is almost ready. And I have to make... I have to have a conversation with somebody about tomorrow. If they're coming, they're not coming. If it's going to rain, if they're going to come. If it's not going to rain, who they're coming with. Tell you what, man. I'm glad I'm single. I don't like all these complications. Are you coming? Are you not coming? If it rains, are you coming? Are you coming with somebody? Who are you coming with? How many people are coming? It's really more of an inconvenience. I don't have the place to put 2 or 3 people in here to entertain. This is not an entertainment center the way this place is set up. If they tell me they're not coming, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. See you maybe next week. Right now, I don't care. Maybe next week I will care. But probably not, because I don't care about a lot. Talk to you guys later. I'm Pink Permy from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, baby. And I'm Pink Permy, of course. Yeah, I don't know about men go their own way. I don't know about that, but having women in your life, it usurps half your life or more. And it's expensive. It's expensive. I could talk about that for a minute. You will never have a woman in your life in the Philippines as a foreigner that costs less than, well, let's just go through it by the numbers. You got to talk to them. That takes up a lot of time. Usually you talk about nothing. Then they want to go places that are different than the places you would normally go. Like they want to go visit their friend in the city. And then you go to their friend's house and you have nothing in common with anybody in the house. They're speaking, for the most part, a different language, but they want you to come with them. Really? I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get my projects done so that I could get my rebar bender, move my house, raise my house, move it out 1980, so I could start building a hotel. Who needs to spend all day entertaining? If it's going to rain, they can't help me take stuff in and out of the container, which was the original plan. Then in the afternoon, we would go swimming, which was the original plan. But if it's going to rain and they still want to come, where are they going to be? They're going to be inside here. It's too much trouble. It's too much trouble. If you're listening and you don't come, it's okay. It's okay. Gotta go. Anyway, and it costs a lot of money. What do you think it costs to have a woman in the Philippines? I'll let you guys respond to that. I'll let you guys throw a number up on the screen. What you think it costs to have a girlfriend in the Philippines. Month to month. Every month. Now include food, include their personal hygiene products, include whatever special foods they like, include their dental, include their medical, include once a year to send them on a vacation to see their family if they live on another island, and add for that vacation 35,000 pesos just for the vacation. That's about $750 roughly, and that's for 1 month. That's airfare and spending money once they get there, because you might think that's a lot of money, but I will tell you that you're not going to have a girlfriend in the Philippines for less than 20 or 25,000 pesos, 500 a month. You can plan on that, 500 a month. Between their dental work and medical bills, their personal feminine hygiene products, they need sneakers, just like you need sneakers. They need shoes. They need replacement clothes. They need loads for their phone because they spend half their day on the phone with their friends. They're going to want to go out a couple of times a week to eat out rather than cook 7 days a week. They're going to want to eat different foods, maybe fish. One girlfriend I had liked fish at least once or twice a week. And even for an inexpensive quality fish, is twice the cost of pork. And then you have the electric to cook that with. And now you're cooking for 2 people. You throw a number up on the screen and you tell me what you think. I'm going to tell you, no way on earth you're going to have a Filipina girlfriend. It's going to cost you less than $400 a month. Now, that includes that 35,000 peso vacation if they live on another island. But they're going to want to go see their family. And that also maybe include 1,000 or 2,000 pesos a month for their family. But some women, unbeknownst to the foreigners, they'll agree to 1,000 or 2,000 pesos. But after a year, they're going to want 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 pesos. That's an extra 200 a month. Mark my words, it's going to happen. So, and some girls will tell you right up front that they have a job. Now, whether or not they have a job, you will never know that. You'll ask them where their job is, and they'll say it's in the city in a call center. Are you going to go there to the call center and meet them? And they'll tell you, if you want me to live with you, I have to quit my job, and I make 18,000 pesos a month at the call center, so you have to give me that money. You're subsidizing their salary. Even though now they don't have to pay for transportation or clothes or food, they still want their full salary. Get used to it. Welcome to the Philippines. $1,000 a month. Yeah, well, Wes, I couldn't afford 1,000 a month. I could, but why would I? I wouldn't do that. But men do spend 1,000 a month. Now that's a woman with no children. So Wes, for 1,000 a month, could be realistic because you got to add $200 a month for each child. So what I said, 400 or 500, add 200 for one, that's 700. Okay, 1,000 a month is what a lot of women cost a lot of foreigners. That's true. Now I am Mr. Cheapo when it comes to that. So me, I kept it under $500 a month. No children, no children, no baggage, and no never and not married. Okay, it's not complicated. So Wes is in the ballpark at $1,000 a month for a woman that has her own ways, is used to a certain lifestyle, especially if the foreigner before you, um, the guy next door, he takes his wife. Now, I've known him for 7 years, so he takes his wife back and forth to Australia 3 times a year to see his family. That's expensive. When you start to have a woman like that, where you're spending travel expenses and hotels, yeah, it gets expensive. 1,000 a month, out of my price range, unless they kept paying me 1,000 a month. Okay, Wes, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for your comments. I gotta go. It's 3 hours and 41 minutes. I've been talking since 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm tired. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe. It depends on whether it rains or not. I have 3 different backup plans if it rains and they don't come. One would be to put that machine together in my shop and make a private video out of it, which would only be seen on Patreon at the $20 or above level. Another one would be to go to the city, but it's Thursday, and I don't want to go to the city on a Thursday. I want to incorporate my brunch on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I don't want to go to the city, but I could. And another one would be something I'm not at liberty to disclose. Nothing bad, but nothing I publish. So bye-bye for now. Oh, I don't know, Sterling Mad. You don't know that. Bye-bye for now. I'm Pink Permy from Michael Fazio in the Philippines. Wes, you let me know when you want me to call you. I can still do that. Anytime you want me to call you, just leave a message. I'll wait right now. If you have a time set now, if you want me to call you now, I'll call you right now. But right now, you should be getting ready to go to work. But you let me know. I'm going to be back in front of the screen in about a minute. On. In about 30 seconds, I'll be back. Oh. Okay. All right, I'll call you now, Wes, if that is you. Everybody else, I'm Bing Permy, which means take care always from the Philippines, baby. Bye-bye for now. This video will be part one of the TS400 carburetor coil rebuild, and then I'll put part two up when I finish putting the machine together. Bye-bye for now. I'm Bing Permy.